Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and joining me today is Leslie Barnes, who is the Director of the Office for Children and Families. Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm happy to have you on the program today because I think the for Children and Families is a department in county government that many people aren't familiar with. So can you tell us a little bit about what services you provide, what you do in the Office for Children and Families?
Sure. Our office is funded in part by the Governor's Office for Children, but also funding from county government. And what we essentially do is we collaborate with the community to improve results for children and families. And what that looks like is a lot of conversations with our community stakeholders. These are people that sit on our local management board, and also direct conversations with the general public, asking them what services they need and want for their families and their children, and then working really hard to create those services here in the community.
So the objective is to really make sure that we have children who are successful.
Yes.
And that we have families that are successful.
Yes.
And can be productive participants in our community in every way, shape, and form.
Yes.
So can you give some examples of some specific ways you help to do that?
Sure. Some of our community partners are agencies like the Mental Health Association. They provide system navigation services, which is staff that, professional staff that are able to help families maneuver through the services that they need. Sometimes it's difficult for people to sort of know and get attached to exactly where they need to be. They also operate our 211 service, which is the hotline that the community can call if they're interested or looking for any service that they may not know the name of or may not be sure even exists. They can call that line. There are trained staff there that can help direct them to those services. And then we have after-school programs, which are run through the Boys and Girls Club. They provide services to middle school age youth during those critical after-school hours where kids have someplace safe to be. They can get life skills there. They can work on homework there, and they have staff available to them during those hours.
Okay. So now you've been with the county government for some time, but you are new as the Director of the Office for Children and Families. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your responsibilities?
Sure. I am actually a 21-year employee of Frederick County government, and I'm proud to say that. I've worked through several departments while I've been here in the county, but I've spent the bulk of that time right where I am right now in the Citizen Services Division. That's really my home in the county. I've spent the last 10 years working as the administrative staff person, assistant to the division director, which was really the best training ground for being promoted into this position, as I was able to have a good overview of what the Office for Children and Families is and does, and also working with our community partners through our community partnership grant program.
So can you give some examples of community partnerships?
Sure. Again, there are agencies like the Mental Health Association. We also work with Lead for Life, which is an agency that operates our juvenile diversion program. We have Waste Station as a partner, and then again, the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about the local management boards, what their roles and responsibilities are? We know that every jurisdiction across the state that receives state funding does have a local management board. Mm-hmm. So what is their role in terms of their relationship with you in the Office of Children and Families and the provision of services?
Okay. Our local management board oversees, they help oversee the department. They work alongside us to help us make decisions about programming that we choose to fund. It's comprised of community stakeholders, agencies like Family Partnership, the Mental Health Association, the Department of Social Services, and Frederick County Public Schools. So these are agencies and staff that work directly with our community members and are very in touch with trends and what's happening in our community. So they're able to help us make those best decisions.
Okay. So it's very important, I think, that, as we try to provide services to children and families, that we do have those strong partnerships and that we do try to prioritize where the money is spent so that we get the best outcomes that we can possibly get. So I know that as part of this process, from time to time, a community needs assessment is completed so that we can really define the needs and then what we need to do to meet those needs. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. We recently conducted our community needs assessment, and that is a tool that we use to communicate with the public. We do have those strong voices on our local management board, but it is also very important that we speak and listen directly to the public. And so what we do through that needs assessment, it has three parts. One is that we do a survey for our stakeholders, people that work with their families. We do a survey with the community at large, where we're asking anyone in the community to give feedback to us about programs that they'd like to see, things that are working well, and also challenges that their families are facing. And then the other part of that is focus groups, where we are sitting down directly with people in the public. It's a good cross-section. So we have adults, parents, we have youth, and then we also felt that it was very important and made sure to include our non-English speaking populations in that process, so that we're able to get good feedback from everyone about what our community needs and the challenges that people are facing.
Now, if someone feels that they need assistance in their family for a child or a grandchild or anyone, how can they go about finding out how they can connect to services?
Sure. The best source for that is going to be 211, which is really why that partnership is very important, that they can call that hotline, explain exactly what's going on, and those staff will give them the best resources to assist their family. It's also a great way for us to capture why people are calling into that line. So if they're calling for services that may not exist yet or services that we need to strengthen, we can get that information, and that information is funneled back to the local management board, and we use that data as well as data directly from the needs assessment to help us make decisions.
Okay. So I think it's important for people who may be watching this, if they feel like their family or they have children or grandchildren that need some assistance, they can call 211 and find out what's available. And in many cases, they may be connected to the Office for Children and Families, but they may also be connected to some other community partnership agencies who can provide a specific service or some kind of specific assistance.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So anything else you would like to add about the Office for Children and Families?
I think that if there's anything that we would sort of like to be known for in the community, it would be for collaboration. We work very hard to create and maintain partnerships with agencies and also with the public. We do feel that it's important to get feedback from the public, and so if you're looking for a service for a specific need, 211 is a place to start. If you just want someone to hear from you, you're certainly welcome. The public is certainly welcome to call our office and speak directly to staff. We have we're a staff of 2.5 people, and myself, Jennifer Barker-Fry, who's our program evaluator, and Pat Fleet, who's our administrative staff person, and we work very hard to keep that collaboration going.
Okay, and we'll be certain to put up your contact information on the screen so people can connect to you if they would like to. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate the good work that you do to help children and families in our community, and I know you'll do a great job as the director of the Office for Children and Families.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us for this edition of Community Conversations. One of the important roles of county government is to make sure we have strong families and successful children. So if you need services, you can call 211 or you can contact our Office for Children and Families. Thank you for joining us.